The Sony A1 III is rapidly becoming one of the most talked about unreleased cameras in the professional imaging world, and the intensity of the discussion hints at something more significant than a routine flagship update. This time, the excitement is not centered on a single leaked feature or a marginal performance bump. Instead, the Sony A1 III is being framed as a camera designed to remove the long-standing trade-offs that have defined high-end photography and hybrid shooting for years. The idea gaining traction is bold yet practical: a single body capable of delivering extreme speed, high resolution, dependable autofocus, and serious video performance without forcing creators to compromise. What makes the Sony A1 III especially intriguing is the suggestion that Sony is refining its flagship philosophy rather than reinventing it. Professionals have long accepted that different cameras serve different purposes. One body might excel at sports and wildlife, another at studio or landscape work, and a third at video production. The rumors surrounding the Sony A1 III suggest Sony is trying to collapse those categories into one cohesive tool. For photographers and hybrid creators, this could mean fewer gear decisions, simpler workflows, and greater confidence in the field. To appreciate why expectations are so high, it helps to revisit the Sony A1 II. Even today, it remains one of the most capable cameras ever produced. It offers high-resolution stills without sacrificing speed, blackout-free shooting, class-leading autofocus, and professional-grade video features in a single body. Few cameras balance these qualities so effectively. Yet real-world use reveals that even the A1 II has limits. Battery endurance can drop during extended sessions with heavy AI autofocus usage. Certain high-speed RAW options introduce compression considerations. Ergonomics, while well-designed, can feel compact when paired with large telephoto lenses for long periods. In rare but critical situations, autofocus tracking can hesitate when scenes become visually complex. The Sony A1 III rumors suggest Sony has carefully studied these pain points. Rather than chasing dramatic headline features, the focus appears to be on refining the overall experience while pushing performance forward in meaningful ways. This approach matters because professionals value reliability and consistency as much as raw power. A camera that performs predictably under pressure is more valuable than one that simply looks impressive on paper. At the center of much speculation is the sensor. The Sony A1 III is widely rumored to feature a next-generation stacked CMOS sensor, possibly offering a modest increase in resolution paired with significantly faster readout speeds. In a flagship camera, readout speed often matters more than megapixel count. Faster readout reduces rolling shutter, improves flash performance, and allows high-resolution images to remain usable in fast-moving scenarios like sports, wildlife, and documentary work. These improvements directly affect how confidently photographers can rely on the camera in demanding situations. There is also ongoing discussion about global shutter technology. While nothing is confirmed, the possibility alone has fueled debate. Global shutter performance would virtually eliminate rolling shutter artifacts and enable distortion-free capture of fast action. However, global shutter sensors have historically involved compromises in dynamic range and low light performance. The rumors surrounding the Sony A1 III suggest Sony may aim for a balanced approach, pushing stacked sensor readout speeds far enough that rolling shutter becomes negligible, while preserving the image quality that professionals expect. Handling and ergonomics are expected to receive careful attention. The Sony A1 III will likely retain the familiar alpha body design, but subtle refinements could significantly improve long-term comfort. A deeper grip, improved button feedback, and refined control placement would make the camera more comfortable during extended shoots with heavy lenses. These changes may seem minor, but they can dramatically affect how a camera feels during real assignments, where fatigue and efficiency matter. Durability and weather resistance will remain essential. Flagship cameras are tools meant to perform in challenging environments, not just controlled studios. The Sony A1 III will need to inspire confidence in rain, dust, heat, and cold. Improved sealing and structural refinements could help ensure consistent performance in demanding conditions, reinforcing the camera's reputation as a dependable professional tool. Autofocus performance is another area where expectations are exceptionally high. Sony already leads the industry in autofocus technology, but the Sony A1 III is rumored to take a meaningful step forward. Enhanced subject recognition for people, animals, birds, and vehicles is expected, along with improved tracking stability in complex scenes. One of the challenges with current systems is maintaining accurate focus when subjects are partially obscured or surrounded by distracting elements such as foliage or reflections. If the Sony A1 III can improve not just autofocus intelligence but also consistency, it could feel like a camera that truly understands photographer intent. Professionals need autofocus systems that behave predictably in high-pressure moments. Reduced focus hunting, fewer tracking dropouts, and smoother transitions would allow photographers to trust the camera implicitly and concentrate on timing and composition. Video performance is another key area of interest. The A1 series has always offered strong video capabilities without fully entering cinema camera territory. With the Sony A1 III, rumors suggest improvements in frame rates, heat management, and recording reliability. Hybrid creators are particularly interested in longer continuous recording times and fewer artificial limits. These changes would allow the camera to handle professional video work without the need to switch systems. There is also speculation that the Sony A1 III could further blur the line between Sony's Alpha and Cinema line products. While it will not replace a dedicated cinema camera, it could serve as a powerful hybrid tool capable of handling high-end stills and demanding video projects alike. For creators who move fluidly between photography and filmmaking, this versatility is a major advantage. What truly defines the promise of the Sony A1 III is how these elements interact. High-resolution cameras often sacrifice speed. Fast cameras can struggle in low light. Video-centric designs sometimes compromise still photography ergonomics. The emerging picture of the Sony A1 III suggests Sony is attempting to resolve these conflicts within a single, coherent system. Looking back at the A1 II highlights how challenging this goal is. Despite its strengths, professionals still encounter moments where battery life, media workflows, or autofocus behavior introduce friction. The Sony A1 III will need to preserve everything that made its predecessor exceptional while quietly eliminating these irritations. Success will depend not on radical innovation, but on thoughtful refinement. Competitive pressure will also shape the Sony A1 III. Canon continues to push aggressively in sports and action photography, pairing advanced autofocus with a mature lens ecosystem. Nikon's flagship cameras are praised for their ruggedness and reliability in extreme conditions. To maintain leadership, Sony must deliver a camera that performs brilliantly in controlled tests and earns trust in the field. Practical usability is likely to be a defining theme. Heat management, battery efficiency, autofocus reliability, and workflow simplicity all influence whether a camera feels like a partner or a burden. The rumors suggest Sony is paying close attention to these details, aiming to create a camera that supports professionals rather than demanding constant management. If Sony executes this vision successfully, the Sony A1 III could come closer than ever to being a true one-camera solution. Not because it will dominate every specification category, but because it may remove the small compromises that force photographers to carry backups. It could be the kind of camera that adapts effortlessly to different assignments, from high-speed action to detailed landscapes and professional video work. Ultimately, the Sony A1 III is shaping up to be more than a generational update. It represents a statement about Sony's vision for the future of professional imaging. If the rumors prove accurate, it could redefine what a flagship camera means in 2026, delivering a tool that combines speed, precision, versatility, and trust in a single, cohesive body.